What's going on, world? TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. It's May 27th, May. And so we just want to thank God for giving us the opportunity to come together. And we want to just jump right into it with some quick updates about what's going on. And then I want to end it with with the label revisions. So with that being said, Daisy had contacted me. Actually, I talked to Daisy when I went to go make a pickup, inquiring about distribution. She had linked me to a guy named Steve Smith. He owns a company called Equal Distribution, and he basically services the Santa Cruz County area. Uh, he's able to get he already has um, to from what she was telling me, so many different accounts in Santa Cruz. So I'm gonna reach out to Steve and just see what he's talking about. And then, I mean, he's in all the New Leaves, which is another smaller version of Whole Foods, but still a big account that um, we tried to get in, and then they had a new category buyer, and then we just never followed up. And then there's Staff of Life store that we want to get into. Pretty sure he's in there. I mean, it's not like we can't get in these stores. We just haven't followed up. But it'd be nice to have to see if what he's got going on works out for us, and then if it does, if it makes sense for both parties, then we'll definitely look into partnering up with Equal Distribution, at least for our Santa Cruz area, because we only got a few accounts out there, and for the most part, Santa Cruz is like it's all 831. But to just have someone that we can trust in the field, we're looking for. When we worked out with Premium Beverage, the way they did business was something that we didn't like, especially in Santa Cruz, because that's supposed to be their biggest. That's supposed to be their money maker area, and what they were doing with our product is not something that we wanted for our company, and that's why we. So that I'm not trying to say that equal distribution is like that, but what they're about. And then I know we talked about middleman. We don't need a middleman. We really don't. But I mean, we could use just if he's just focusing on that area alone, that's where it could come into play. Obviously, Monterey County, we can handle that. But if he could handle Santa Cruz, and that's all he wants, and he's not looking for anything else, then that would work for me. So we'll see. All right. So Dan Kang, this is Nancy Mary's friend. They went to school together when they were kids, kept in contact all these years later. And now here he is today. This guy he's from Marina. He moved to Korea. He moved to Hawaii first, then he moved to Korea. Now he's starting up his own business, or he has his own business. He does distribution, all new products. What they do, it's from what I heard from when he told me, what they do is they look for foreign products, quality made U.S. products uh, that they can put in their markets out there, because that's what these consumers are looking for in the Asian market. And he's putting together a business plan for us, which is exciting. I'm anxious to see what he has to say or what his plan of attack would be. Another great thing was he was on the same page as Jim, our mentor for the startup challenge. When Jim was talking about 5 to 10 years, you should think about finding co-packers and then just using your formula, taking our formula, finding the raw materials, that are needed, and then find the co-packer in that specific region or specific state, country, whatever, because it's going to save so much expenses. Like it's going to cut out so many expenses, and that's what Dan was talking about. And that's why I feel, as many people who have reached out to us all across the land, the world, the globe, no one actually took a step to say that they were going to put together a business plan, and no one actually took a step further to say, "Hey, I know what you thought. I know where you're at. The reason why you're thinking about all these things is because it's common sense. It's logic. When we're thinking about shipping expenses, storage for the product, we're thinking about distributor and retailer profit margins. We're thinking about marketing, advertising. All those things add up to a big budget that we don't have yet. He knew that, like he knows that, and that's why he wanted to send this proposal over. Not only that, but I asked him if he had any investors in mind. He himself is an investor, and he has uh, other investors in mind too within his network, and that's just an opportunity. Opportunity is what we're looking for, and that's why I'm excited about this because once again, we're in somebody's conversation all the way across the world, and as long as we're in the conversation, rather than be talking about us, keeping us in their thoughts and their minds and their mouths, because somebody else, that just gives them more reason for somebody else to just continue to talk about the product, and then it goes from there and it spreads. So I'm excited. I'll keep you guys posted with where Dan comes back and his business plan and his proposal, and we'll see what happens. Next up is, I'm gonna just jump into this right now, but it's the team reunion, and we got the invites out. What was that? Wednesday, the 26th. So the 26th, we sent out invites. I've been talking to Fia. We're gonna be doing this. Yeah, we're gonna be sending out invites twice, or updates twice a week until the day. An aggressive push, because last year when we started sending them out, it was about 45 days. Now this was 30 days max, and we still were 29. But anyways, within that time frame, we sent out about 3 to 5 emails, I believe. But since we're so pressed on time, and we want people to not miss the event, that's why it's important to do at least twice a week, so that people, they won't miss it. Then we'll be direct messaging on social media, get that flyer out, and then even I've been texting my contacts, letting them know when the day is, and just keeping them informed and updated. Also, we locked in the park. We're going to be having it at Delray Oaks Park. We just did that yesterday. Some of the things that they said was keep the music down. The tacos people can't use their gas grills, or their gas. They have to use the barbecue grill. We can decorate whatever we want to do. As far as the jumper houses, that's not a problem. We already took care of the fee that was included, because they put the stakes in the ground, and so the additional fee was to take care of making sure that they fill those holes and whatever, keep the grass cool. But everything else, it's just going to come down to making these contacts to special memories for the petting zoo, and then we have to make a contact to with. We'll check out their jumper houses, like the company that does their jumper houses. We'll check them out, because they said they're already under their insurance. But we can use our own. Like we can reach out to whoever we want. It's just, if we do want to use our own, then they have to go to the city of Delray Oaks. Who? So they said we can use our own, but they just have to go there, get a business license, show them proof of insurance, yada yada yada. So those are the options. We'll check the pricing with who they referred, see if it works out in our budget. If it does, we'll get together a couple jumping houses. We do want to We do want to check in with Mario to see if we
can't
can.
even use those because you don't got no insurance. Remember, they said the jumper houses have to have insurance. They have to have a real company.
Oh yeah, this is a different part of my book. So I mean, scratch that out. We don't need to contact Mario anymore. But so here's the list. So we need, as far as activities, Christina. We're gonna contact Christina as well. I think bringing back the hamster balls. I'm gonna just see who they went through because they had it for the whole day. So I don't know if they got like a discount, and I'm talking about PIT.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna check in with her again, see who they rented from, see what their pricing is. I think the hamster balls are pretty fun, and just to have it. And also there's a rock climbing. You can write this down, marketing team. I don't know if you ever seen it on Del Monte, but there's like this big trailer just says rock climbing. I forgot who told me about it, but
Del Monte Street, Marina, or
yeah, where I used to live at on Marina Drive right there. There's like there's a big trailer right there. It just says rock climbing, and I mean we can Google it, but these are the things that we need to be working on come next week, because then we'll be a month away really. And we want to set, we want to get all these things out the way so that we know what we have, what we're going in, what kind of budget we're going to be spending, or what kind of spending are we going to do for our budget. And we kind of want to keep it in that same range of 5K.
Should we ask Christina too for the rock climbing?
Everything, like, because I'm gonna email her like everything, what they had at their event, and just see what the pricings that they were given, and then who the establishment where it was that did it, or that they work with, and then we can go from there. I also got an email from S about DIY, do it yourself games. Let me just pull it up real quick. So he had some game ideas. One of them was so he found this on Brit.co. Let me just pull up Brit.co real quick. Brit.co games. Oh, so he just went to this site called Brit.co. I'm gonna look more into it, but the games that he had put out there was like a cloth picnic game, and then there's a cup race. The cup race looks pretty cool. What a cup race is basically you get a string, like a little rope, and then you poke a hole in the cup where it's on the string. You get 2 water guns, and you just spray it, like just how the game is at the fairs or whatnot. But this one is a do-it-yourself, and we'd have to tie up the ropes side to side, put a cup on it, and spray the gun. That looks pretty cool, like that.
Yeah. How much the what's it called cost? You did one of those drop buckets.
Oh, last year, or I think it was like for a couple hours. It was like 5. I think it was like 5 something.
For then you sit on and they hit it, you drop in water.
Yep. Things like that. But then there's a blanket run, flipper fill up. Oh, man, I think this blanket run could be a cool game. It's kind of like the sack race, but the flipper fill up. You got to use some flippers. It's a relay race involving silly flippers and a very, very full bucket of water. That's interesting. But he has hell of them right here. There's a lot of them. That's why I want to go check on this website because they got yard dominoes. That could be a cool game to play with everyone, or just to have it out there for those who want to play dominoes. Who's this giant ring toss? Oh damn! They got a water balloon dodgeball, fishing for marbles. And I'm just throwing them out there. I know you guys can't see what I'm talking about, but we're gonna pick some of these to Frozen T-shirt. They got giant beer pong too. But then we would have to get hella trash cans. But that's just to give you guys an idea of those options. Like, at least being cost effective. We did this last year with adding games, like do-it-yourself games, and I think it was a huge hit, especially the human foosball. Yeah, the human foosball. Everybody got pretty active in that, and now we just want to do more of that's the direction where we're heading in, where we're getting more people involved for the day instead of just having these one or two people participate here and there. Let's get more people involved by adding more games and these activities that you have to, or you'll want to be a part of it instead of just because I think I talked to who was that, Kella? And this is like for us because because the basketball game, the basketball tournament, we need people to show up at 10 o'clock. If no one shows up at 10 o'clock, it gets dragged on at 12 o'clock. We know that a lot of people come in at 12 o'clock, and then you pretty much get one game in. But so we're thinking about just cutting the whole basketball tournament out, just keeping a 3-point contest. Even though at Delray Oaks, the court is right there. Once again, it just depends on who comes out, and a lot of people come out later, and then we can't even run the games or keep the same teams together because people have to go somewhere, and so that's just been a real hassle with the tournament. And we might cut that out and just add a do-it-yourself game, which I think is a better option, to be honest, especially because it's the time. Like we're not having the event or having the tournament how we would want it because of the people not coming in. So that's another thing. The other thing about, the games that are already pretty much set in stone, Steal the Ooze, egg toss, that's a hit. We also want to throw in what the hell was it? Steal the Ooze, egg toss, 3-point contest, kickball game that was thrown out there.
Yeah.
And then we could just throw in a few other activities. Oh, good. Kickball game that was thrown out there. And then we could just throw in a few other activities. Oh, good.
Yes.
Hello?
Oh no, I'm just following along. But I was gonna say about the
everybody going on a
for the do-it-yourself, the big hello, I'm talking.
Yeah.
Damn, it It's hella delayed over there. Huh?
Yeah, I know. I could hear you, but how it's reading off the Hangout is hella delayed. But you could just go, like you could just.
Don't just say don't worry about me on the hangout. Go ahead and talk. I'll just chime in here and there.
Oh yeah, what was the do it yourself? You were about to say something about that?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that for the what is it, the beer pong one?
Yeah.
The giant beer pong. I was thinking like fill it up with some water here and there, but whoever if you make it in one of those buckets, then you get to like wet the other team with it.
Oh damn.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's like a one-time shot.
Huh?
Like, damn, that would take a lot of filling, or it would have to only be one game, because that's a lot of filling up of water.
Yeah, a lot of wasting water.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So we don't want to add on to it. Yeah.
But the other one I sent you was the picnic race, the blanket one. Basically, you set up a picnic, it's like a relay where you just set up a picnic, set up a 2-person picnic, but you also got to carry those 2 people. So there's a team of 4 or whatnot, and you gotta set up you're on one end, and you gotta carry them across all the supplies and everything across to the other end and set up the picnic.
Oh damn, yeah.
Does it the fastest. It's like a relay. So teams of 4, but 2 people have to be carried across.
Yeah, that's the one I was looking at too. I think those 2 right there are, well, I don't know about the beer pong one. I mean, if we keep it empty, it's just all those trash cans that we would have to buy. But the picnic one, the picnic relay race.
We just set up a tournament for the beer pong one.
Yeah.
We don't have to drink anything or nothing, but we'll just see whoever is able to make those. Just see which team is the best. So.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm following along. I'm just. Like I said, I thought I had it earlier, but it kicked me back out. It got me through, and then it was like, oh, there's an error occurred.
Wow, Google Hangouts, terrible.
I don't know if he's updated his computer.
He said he has. You updated, huh? Everything?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. All right, so once again, those are a few that we haven't. We're just going to add a couple more activities, and that will come in the following week or so when we just get everything just out on the table. We have family night this Monday, so everybody is planning on going up there. We'll meet with the girls because they had some ideas about what they wanted to do. As far as some of the games, some ideas, and then even questions that they needed to be answered. For the most part, all we're doing is just mimicking the efforts that are given in Mondays. That's all we're doing. We're just transferring all that effort, that energy into the team reunion. There's nothing more than that. So don't. I'll talk with the girls. They don't need to stress themselves out. I mean, pretty much, it's just being vocal, taking control of the events, just like they do on Mondays, and just having fun. I mean, pretty much for every year we've been the ones, like the boys have been the one just handling everything, and we're still going to be monitoring. There's no getting away from that, but just to have that extra support means a lot, especially the participation, because then we can focus, we can have everybody just focus in on that one thing, take care of that, and then everybody's more effective with each event because they know the responsibilities, and then we have more room to do all the little things that we do during this day. So pretty much we got the main things out the way, which was taking care of the park, taking care of the park, getting out the invites. Those are the two main important things. The shirts, not really concerned about shirts because we know what happens every year. And all the other, like the food, that's what we got to do. We got to reach out to Taco Truck. We got to reach out. What?
I was gonna say, should we form a backup plan in case they can't or they're not willing to use their equipment?
Yeah, because we'll reach out to these Taco Truck people, see if if they can use the grill instead of bringing their own. I don't see why, because they are getting paid, and then they don't have to use their propane, so that kind of saves them money. But then and then even the charcoal, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll find out.
Most of their stuff is cooked like baked. It's like just heated over the flat pan. You feel me? So they don't ever barbecue the stuff. That's how it's gonna have to be. Like they're gonna have to barbecue chickens and the steak and the pork or whatever, and then chop it all up on the sides.
Yeah, so we'll figure it out. That's why this upcoming week is an important week as far as reaching out to reaching out to the people that we need specific things from this upcoming week. That's when we're going to be doing all the cold call. Well, not cold calling, but getting.
We can have sound and everything, right? We need a permit or anything like that?
We don't need a permit for sound, but it just has to be at a reasonable level because of the fact that it's in the
community.
No,
but it's remember it's at the same park that Kyle had a graduation at. No. We have full rent to the park, but the thing is, it's in a hole pretty much. So there's houses all around the hills on it, and it amplifies up. So that's why they're saying we can have a block rocker and all that, but we can't have stand-up speakers because me and Phil. Yeah.
Not an amplifier.
Yeah.
We can have one speaker. That's what she said, like but it just has to be at a reasonable decimal, like not too loud.
Yes. But they're basically saying, because we were gonna have a DJ, we were gonna ask if like you or just ask Nacho directly if he wanted to come out and just spin. But they told us we couldn't basically do that because there's no point to have him come out if it has to be at a certain level, Like he can just come out and chill. Shoot.
No, but just like we do at a family night, like bringing out that one speaker. Like
she said no stand-up speakers, so I heard her directly say that. That's why I asked her about the block rocker, and she said, yeah. But she said anything that has stands because it projects more if it has a stand on it.
Yeah, even if we put on the ground.
Yeah, because
I'm just saying, like, because the higher it is, the farther it goes out. So that's what she was saying, pretty much.
Oh yeah, well, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. They just need it at a certain level, like which is not.
So bring it and then just set it up on the table instead of putting it on the stands.
Yeah, that's all we have to do is just not put it on the stand. Yeah, and it's just right there too, like right here in that little section. So we'll be good. Yeah, we'll be good, especially because it's in from daytime. So we'll be done. We'll be done before anything. We're good though. But this upcoming week is important for making contact.
Already, two rock climbing places already. They said 1 to 2 business days for a response, so we probably won't get a response till Monday or Tuesday. Oh yeah.
No, mute it. He's just getting delayed. All right, so the next one is
You can hear us.
you can hear it on here.
It's gonna be like 20 seconds late.
All right, so the next one is Joseph Quagliata, and he works with BBVA, and this is the guy that Lafo's friend that was able to get us a line. Unfortunately, we didn't get the approval to get this revolving line increased for the fact that we haven't been with this particular company long enough. So he said that we can go after another one, like a personal line, and that's what we're going to try. That's what we're going after, actually. And then he said, a year, like next year, we'll be up for a substantial like increase. That's what the underwriters were saying. He actually went up and spoke on our behalf because of the information that I got. It's like they always send you the automated no, but then those people can go in, like whoever it is, whether it be Lawful or Joe or whoever, they can go in there and fight for you. And that's what these guys have been doing. And that's what Joe stayed true to. He went and spoke to him and they gave him the specifics. Like, yeah, man, if we had, what they like to see is 3 lines with a minimum of, with a minimum of 3 years, because they want to see that history. And since we haven't been a full year with them, that's why we didn't get the approval. But, this is the knocking on doors too. You got to just see which one is going to hit. They already hit for us. And now it's just keep continuing to work it. And even though it's a long process, sometimes it seems, but these are the ways that we have to bootstrap this venture. And this is what we've been talking about from the gate, man. If they're going to give us the money, we have the vision, we have our mission, we know what we're going to do with this capital once we get it. And that's why we take these steps, because it's hard to start any type of business if you don't have capital. And then the number one reason why businesses fail is because of capital, because they run out of it. And so, we learn all these things and we say, man, how are we going to make it happen? And God says, all right, go in this direction. Go look over here. Go check this out. Go try that. And that's what we've been doing. And that's what we're going to continue to do. Yeah, because we always, the dream or the belief, the prayers, what we're thinking of, we want to get an unsecured line for a mill. We're already close to 100K in unsecured lines, and it's been helping us to be able to keep the lights on, because this thing is an expensive journey. We know that, like, man, this thing is not cheap, but the upside is what we're looking at. And as long as we continue to protect, secure, maintain, sustain, we'll be able to grow and expand. And that's why you got to be on top of the everyday processes of the business, maintaining this thing, checking up with retailers, talking to them, going to these little events in the community, sponsoring the teams. All those things are why we're still here. And that is the main maintenance of the company. So, we didn't get the yes, but I do expect and I do see a yes coming soon. He said next year, and next year we're already about to be in 6 months. So what's 6 more months, right? Let's just keep on working what we're working, because the door is going to open up. It's just a matter of time. Then where are we at? So we have a new caps supplier, and I talked with Daisy because they were selling caps cheaper than what Sunset Coast Containers was. And the thing is this is actually another beverage. Purity Organic is going to be our cap supplier. And then so we're going to be purchasing from them. Like I said, they're cheaper than Sunset Coast Containers. And then I don't know if you guys noticed this production run as compared. What I mean by this, as far as February, our last production run as compared to the one in November, and then the ones previous to that. But we had a lot of issues with the caps not being placed on right. This production run, I don't know if you guys seen it, but there hasn't been too many issues. And yeah, but it wasn't like major like how these other ones were. We're like, damn, what the hell? What's going on here? So that's a good sign. Hopefully it rings true. Yeah, for our next upcoming production run, because we did get the ball rolling with ordering. I've already reached out to Real Foods Marketing, Allen Flavors, TIC Gums, Purity Organic for the caps. I haven't reached out to our label vendor yet because Christy is still working on the revised label that we want to come out with. Who else? ITI is out there. Who else is there? I think I mentioned all the names for our suppliers. If I haven't, I mean, it's still the same thing. I talked to all these people this week. The only response that I haven't gotten back yet is from Real Food Marketing. I don't know what's up with Mike, so I got to call them to see what's going on. also reached out to our freight carrier, and I talked with Joe this week, and Joe is ready once we are to pick up our. Oh, that's Zuckerman Honickman. I talked with John. John has the inventory. We're gonna order 7 pallets this time, and then so I have to communicate with John so he gets the freight carrier over there to pick up and then bring it back, or bring it this way to California. So that's pretty much the gist of as far as raw material suppliers, the contacts, and the communication that has been made this week alone. We get into our next one, which was, and this is, I believe this is the last update. Oh, actually, no, it's not. So Carrie Rustler, she sent me over a quote with the renewal terms for our product liability insurance. It's due so June 7th is the due date. And I'm going to check into this. I just got it. I'm going to check into what they're talking about and pricing. And pretty much we've been doing business with Shockley for 3 years. And they found the insurance company, because when they're the broker. That's all they do. They find the security or the insurance companies that work with what we're looking for, and then we connect with them. So that's pretty much all it is. I'll take care of this so that we are covered for this upcoming year. And then I got an email from Jeff Perrine. He's with the youth soccer marina. It's about that time again, or it's approaching when soccer is about to come into effect. And we were a sponsor last year. I feel that we're going to be a sponsor again this year. It's $300, and this is the thing that I learned from this year, or last year as compared to this year, or actually a couple years. So like, here goes the thing with these, like how these youth athletics at first, like Marina baseball, they called us up. They wanted to sell the product out of the snack bar. And there was no sponsorships. Then the next year they asked us for sponsorships, and but they got a new snack bar lady, which caused all this BS. And now that snack lady don't even work there no more. Hell yeah, So I just found that out, and now the lady that was there before that quit. When she came, she's back, and she wants to take on Oosthuizen. But so that's just one. And then the Seaside, like, they asked us again. They called us up, and now we went there. But because we didn't sponsor for Marina, they didn't want it no more. Or, so how can we still sell? But they act like they didn't hear us. And now we do it for Seaside. We got it one delivery, and now they want to play games, or they want to make excuses. They said the kids are drinking them all. And I really think it was because we didn't sponsor this year that they said, oh man, they kind of put a stop to that. But I don't know. I mean, it's good. These are all good causes, and that's why, learning from this experience, we have to stay on top of these sponsorships, because of the fact that it's community for one. We do support. It's just the timing and all of this. When we don't get the sponsorship packages on time, we can't really make a decision. And then when we want to, it's already too late. So that we have to get them to communicate more effectively quicker, so that we're on top of it. It's just like any event that we do. If we don't know what time to turn in the applications, then we miss the event. So this upcoming year, starting in September, the fall, when the youth athletics start rolling again, we'll be sponsoring teams again, getting back into that, and then keeping Oosthuizen in people's face. That's the grind. So I'll be in contact with Jeff. And then the last one was this guy. His name was Christopher Benavides, and this is another connection with LAFO. This Christopher works at U.S. Bank, which LAFO used to work at. And so what Christopher is doing, he already got the paperwork in, the application's all filled out. He's just waiting on a response. Hopefully, I didn't hear anything back from them today, But on Tuesday, when they come back, he should have a for sure answer if we got approved for another line. That's what we're going after. And so this guy, Lawful says he trusts him. Those were, this is his old boss and whatnot. And they're able to go after whatever they do, however they find the loopholes or whatever, but they're able to get this capital for small businesses. And so hopefully, this is in our prayers, and hopefully this door opens up for us. We already have a relationship with US Bank because we have I didn't go through this guy, but I was able to obtain a line from them, unsecured line. And so hopefully that gives us good standing, because it's been 3 years. I think, no, actually it's 2 years. We've been doing business with them for 2 years, on-time payments. Been really, we've done our part to show good faith. And that's what we've been doing with all our lines. Just keep on building them up, because they're revolving lines, so they can raise these limits. And so hopefully this thing goes through with Chris. We're talking about the opportunity to obtain 50K, 50K in unsecured lines. And so the proposal, how they do it is pretty simple. Like we all know, it's like you'll throw out a number, let's just say 75, and the hope is that they come back with an offer of 50. So if we go out for the max, we'll just say 50. Our hope is to get 10, 15, because either way, we would want the whole 50, but we kind of know how this game is played already. We've never gotten just out the gate before. We've gotten increments. But those increments, they can turn into larger numbers, and that's why that's the importance of these revolving lines, is because you work that system. This is those programs that they put on your play, and you say, okay, I can play the game for them, and then bam, 5, 10, 15, 20 more K on top of what you just had, and that's how you have to do it. That's how we're doing it. Nobody else, everybody else's path is different as far as the journey, but this is the one that's working for us, and this is what I'm going to continue to do, until we get that necessary capital to just do or put together what we envision at a more rapid pace. So keep this in prayer, guys, man. 50, the opportunity for 50K. And the last thing, this is weekly updates and presentations. I said I just wanted to do one thing for this, because we kind of threw out a lot of things for distribution. Kelly, I got to talk to you about marketing, because there's this thing about the article that I read from Growth Inc. About Facebook, and we really need to hit this Facebook ads, these Instagram ads, so all our social media. We need to figure out how to really tap into these outlets to generate revenue, because we know people are killing, real deal, on these Facebook, their businesses, because they've figured out how to work the system to be able to get their advertising in front of people's faces, and then their online sales are going up. And that's what we have to do. So I have to get with you on that. So here goes and then the other thing with Amazon, with Amazon.com, figuring out how to work that, how to work that avenue to generate more than what we are doing. And we got to send out another pallet to them. I'm not going to say a whole pallet, but I think I'm going to say probably 80 cases, because we're all out on Amazon.com. And so we need to get them fully restocked back there. And here goes the last part. Christy's been working on this, on the revision. And oops. Where is this? Oh, here it goes. All right, this is unfinished, but check this out real quick. What do you guys? What do you guys think? 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 What do you gu I actually don't even really want to show this online because I kind of want to wait. Yeah, so I think we're just gonna wait on that, and then I just don't want to bring it up too quick. But thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it. We're gonna actually view this after this meeting right now, and then I can get back to Christy with the minor edits because all she's doing right now is she's just cleaning it up, like the picks for the tribal band. That takes a long time, she said. So that's what she's working on. She's and then the text, that is on the label. That's, you know, those are minor things. So that's what we're going to be talking about after this. But thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it. And now we go on our separate ways, and we'll get a prayer real quick before we end. Father, Lord, we come to you in prayer, and Lord, we just thank you for this opportunity to come together on Friday. Each and every day we get to play this game. We don't take it lightly. I mean, because so many people never chase after the dreams, and then so many people who do, they just give up and turn around, and then that's pretty much it. But we're not on that hype. We're on this hype of believing and trusting in you, trusting in the process, trusting and believing that our time, energy, effort is being spent on the hope and belief of the vision that you gave us. You said that you guarantee our promised land, and all we got to do is follow you, and that's what we're going to do. We don't want to be in the desert, you know, longer than 11 days. We don't. Yeah, I know this thing is taking time, and we wanted to hit certain marks at certain times in this journey, and even though we've come short, still progress is progress. We just haven't figured out certain things that we need to on our end, and that's why we haven't seen the success that, you know, we envision and we see coming. It's just going to take a little bit longer. But until we tighten up those things, then and only then will I know, will you open up those doors that we are looking for. Even though you're blessing us on so many different levels, we don't take that for granted. We are humble, we're blessed, and we know that if we continue to do our part, we continue to move forward, more things are going to happen because we're just gravitating towards that good energy. And not only that, but we're gravitating towards our promised land. So, Lord, we thank you because this is a blessing, opportunity for us all, not only to grow physically, spiritually, and mentally, all the way around. And that's the pride that we take in this journey. I ask that you be with us near and far as we go on our separate ways. We give you all the praise, glory, and honor for your worthy, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. We love you. Amen.
Amen.